Meanwhile, organizers of the planned nationwide protest say there is no going back on the proposed exercise. They underscored the right of the nation's citizens to protest, adding that government should attend to their demands.
We dialogue after we have enforced our right, to protest peacefully. That right now is not being given to us. By tomorrow, we are going to see whether we are slaves in Nigeria or we are freeborn. When we are able to enforce our right as Nigerian citizens, then the question of dialogue is something that we can then consider. But if by tomorrow we are not even allowed to exercise our right as freeborns, then what kind of dialogue are we going to have?
The protests have largely been about people peacefully getting together and, discussing the affairs of the country. And really, for each time we've had a protest in this country, most of the times, the protests have always culminated at the State House or at places where protesters can engage the government or state representatives. So I don't know why this particular protest is foreign. It shouldn't be foreign to government. What government should expect is to make themselves available for protesters.
And for more updates on the protest, I'm joined by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Onanuga. Mr. Onanuga, thank you for joining us on the news tonight. How committed is government to ensuring the safety and rights of protesters, especially those who have decided to go ahead with the protest tomorrow?
Well, I think the police, first of all, thank you for inviting me to your program. I think the police have made it very clear that the protesters, whoever they are, will have the protection of the police. And that the police have put their men on red alert to do the needful to make sure that the protesters are protected. And also make sure that the protest does not degenerate or is not hijacked by hoodlums or people who just want to make Nigeria ungovernable or cause civil disharmony and things like that. So they will protect it. They are sure of that. And you can see the actions taken by many of the states. They've gone to court to collect lawful order restricting protesters to certain places. You had of Kwara State saying they should stay at Metropolitan Square. In Abuja, said they should use National Stadium, and so many places like that. And in Lagos, said they should use Ganifa Park and one other place.
Some critics.
Our president,
yes,
he was a protester before he became president. He's never got away from that. And the last time he protested during the protest against fuel subsidy, the president and other like minds gathered together at this same Ganifa Square in Lagos. That was where they protested. There was no street protest. They gathered there and they did their protest. And after the protest, everybody went home.
Well, some stakeholders appear to disagree with the confinement, coming from the police. But I just want to get your response to certain claims. Some critics argue that government's slow response to economic hardship appears to have led to a form of widespread discontent. How do you react to that?
No, I think it would be very uncharitable to accuse the government of being slow to react to what they call hardship or they call the cost of living crisis. First of all, let me say that many parts of the world today, many countries of the world are facing cost of living crisis. Even the United States, even the UK, so many countries, even Germany, France. In France, people have gone on strike, people have gone on street demonstrations against, also protesting against cost of living crisis. In the US, the same problem. Prices have gone up. In UK, prices have gone up. Inflation is on a rampage everywhere, not just Nigeria. This government has shown that it's a caring government, and from the time that this subsidy was removed, and government also tried to harmonize the exchange rate, this government has put into operation many palliatives. And right as we are talking now, the government is distributing rice, 20 trucks each to each state government, including Abuja. And then in addition, government is trying to make available to our people rice, which shall become a staple food in our country, at 40,000 naira instead of the market price of 80,000 naira. Very soon, the government will announce the places where people can go and buy the rice and feed their family. This government is very concerned. This government has been doing a lot of things to make sure that it ameliorates the cost of living crisis that people are facing.
But
the people of the subsidy, let me tell you, people always say it was the people that removed the subsidy. It was a fait accompli. The subsidy was not in the budget. The former leadership, the President Buhari's government, had already removed the subsidy. So what President Tinubu did was just to implement what was already on the ground.
I hear you.
The Petroleum Industry Act already removed subsidy. NNPC that sells fuel to us is a limited liability company. It's not a charity. It's not owned by government anymore. It's a limited liability company and free to sell fuel at its own cost.
I hear you, Mr. Onanuga. I believe the question has been, we see what government is doing, but how widespread has it been and how impactful and how much impact really has it had on majority of Nigerians? But government has been of the opinion that, give us some time or let us dialogue instead of going on the street to protest. What actual plan does this government have in that regard to engage in meaningful dialogue with protest leaders and representative of this movement in order to find a peaceful solution?
Who are these leaders of protest that you have seen? How many of them? Have you seen it? Have they come out with any leadership?
The DSS recently mentioned that they know them. We've had security agencies saying they've been able to identify their representatives. The IGP met with some stakeholders just a few days ago.
Let me just tell you, the people who started the mobilization for protests. Some of them have even receded into the background before Omoyele Showore took over. He has been the loudest campaigner for protests. He's not even in Nigeria. The person you can say is the leader of a protest. He led the protest in 2019 and is now leading another protest in 2024. He's not even in Nigeria. He's staying in America, in New Jersey. So who are those leaders? Have you seen any discernible leader among the people? I saw somebody on television now. Who is that person? Who is he leading? Who is he leading? Whoever is the leader, maybe they are at the background. I've seen some respectable lawyers representing them. Maybe they can come out as their leaders. Who are the people the government will talk to? Who are they? Who are they? Showore, who is always leading protests, he contested the election twice. He failed miserably. In 2019, he won just 30,000 votes. In 2023, he won just 14,000 votes. Who is he really representing? Who is he representing? Is he representing you? If a man can come out and didn't win the popular votes, and he just 1 year after is asking people to come out and protest, against what? As I told you, this government has been doing everything possible to improve the lot of our people. So many programs. People talk about fuel, the cost of PMS. The Tinubu administration say, look, let us move away from dirty fuel. Let's go to CNG. And there are all kinds of programs being done to make sure that CNG becomes the fuel of choice for Nigerians. So many things have been done. Education is being made available to our people. If you look at the demands of these so-called protesters, some of their foreign demands, they're even calling for free education. Ignorant that in many schools owned by the federal government, tuition is free in federal government schools, federal government institutions, any university.
All right. A good place tuition to live it.
Free. What they charge are money for accommodation or feeding money or some other fees being demanded by the school.
I hear you, Mr.
Tuition is free in all federal.
It's a good place to leave it. We'll continue this conversation subsequently. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.